how depressing is it to be an outlier of all these Republicans that should be stating the facts and the truth?
No, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I when you see it right in front of you, when you present it, what I'm seeing is that nobody really cares if it's disinformation or propaganda, or even if it's Russia generated. If you have useful idiots like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert, or people like that. I think that it's all about winning and losing. And I think the reason I'm so fearful is that they don't care if it's disinformation, not as long as they win and it matches their polling and their crosstabs for their specific district for their next election. And I know that for a fact. I've been told to my face by people I counted as friends that I was an idiot not to win. When I took orientation, when I first won, Kevin McCarthy said something that really bothered me even then. He said, I don't care how you win because winners make history. And that is how the Republicans think of this. Winners make history. I was there. It was said to my face. And I think that's how Republicans do this. I think the Democrats are playing by the Marcus of Queensberry rules. And the Republicans are, they're going to take brass knuckles to a water balloon fight. So that's the difference I think you have in the parties right now.
But I think with Mike McCall, your buddy, certainly he's got to recognize this. If you want to make history, you've got to do the right thing, even if it costs you your job. As you know, we all know people that Liz Cheney, people that threw it all in, Adam Kissinger, they're like their career, because people love being in Congress. They want to get the pension. They love all that attention. And I get that. But that for the people that stand up and go, okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene has naked pictures of the president's son on the floor of the House. That's too far. And the lies, there's just too much. They've been political up to this point, these guys that are very smart and know better. But now to speak up, that's why this weekend was a huge deal to me as a patriot. I'm like, these guys are risking. They're sticking up. There's not going to be a ton of them, but I don't think it takes a ton of them, because the rest of them were like, even if they disagree and they know it's terrible, they're like, well, Trump will go away. The Trump will go away, and this stuff, we're going to let other people make sure he goes away. We're going to get, there's a list of people that had self-respect, that were respected, that cared about America, the Constitution, that have just gone off to Chuck Grassley's one of the ones that, and he's 100 years old. So, I mean, he was on stage with Trump going, I'm thinking out loud, hey, if this guy endorses me, that's going to be a positive thing. He's thinking through losing all his ethics. And I see it good, but it's not worth it.
It's Tom, it's like Ginny Thomas at a crack party, right? I mean, it's insane. And and that's the thing that you had. But here's the thing, Tom, and I'm not trying to put cold water on anything, because I love that Mike did that, and I love that you see people finally saying it. What are they going to vote, though? Are they going to actually be the two that break rules and vote to actually send aid to Ukraine? Like, are they going to be the people that allow the bills to get to the floor by putting their money where their mouth is and voting? You can say anything. Right. I can say anything, but it's what you do. And so now you have to vote that way. And I think that's what I would wait for, Tom. Let's see what the Ukraine aid package looks like. Let's see what goes on with some other aid packages for foreign type of aid, because, McCall is the chair of the foreign affairs committee. So let's see where that goes. And I think Mike will do the right thing, but I'm going to wait to see how they vote. I love what they're saying, but I want to wait to see how they vote.
Yeah, and also people like Paul Ryan, who are on the board of directors at News Corp, which owns Fox. I mean, they have to be aware of what is going on, and they have a little bit of control, a little bit of power to call out, Russian disinformation. So let's see what they do. Let's see what people who get big salaries do.
So,
I agree.
Do you think Comer and Jordan knew that the information from Smirnov was coming from Russia?
I think they had a good idea. Listen, I'm very familiar with Smirnov, as you do. I did the forensics on Hunter Biden's laptops and devices. And, Smirnoff is such a dirty character, but you have to remember too, they weren't worried about taking Steve Bannon and Rudy Giuliani as the primary sources for the Hunter Biden laptop data. And also, if you think about it this way, you have Telizhenko, you have Firtash, you have Durkash, right? You have Prus, you have all these other individuals, right, that were sanctioned by the Trump or Biden administration for being agents, of a foreign power. And that's what gets me is that, and you look at the 2020 Senate report, you got them using Telizhenko. If you guys look at this guy, Smirnoff is bad. Telizhenko and those guys are just shite and absolutely bad actors. So if you think about it that way, they should have known. But again, I mean, here's the thing too. Comer and Jordan aren't exactly, the brightest bulbs at the Home Depot.
Right,
I mean,
right.
And people want to ascribe some intelligence to them, but I've been with them. Yeah, I mean, not really. And the thing is, they're so partisan. I don't know if they can see through sort of the fog of obfuscation that's coming from a bunch of idiots. I don't know if they have that kind of meter.
Don't
to
they
actually
understand what
do it.
happens if Putin were to go into Poland? That what
Oh.
that would do to the balance between China, Russia, us, NATO? I mean, it would create. I mean, it'd be the 80s on steroids.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're deliberately obtuse, if they're stupid, or they just don't care. And and it's one of those, or all. But I think that when you're looking at Jordan and Comer, though, again, what are they looking at? They're looking at I hate to go back to this because like Denver, you're so boring, but they're going back to their polling, they're going back to their crosstabs, they're going back how do they win in their district, and really what they're doing is making sure their overlord at Mar-a-Lago stays happy. And that's really what it comes down to.
And it's so weird because they talk about protecting children and Democrats are putting children in unsafe places. And this Putin guy that they have a homoerotic fantasy of, this guy is the ultimate man. Trump, all these other guys, and the shit he's done to Ukrainian children and kidnapping it. And then this last weekend I read he freed a bunch of murderers and rapists from Russian prison. And okay, you're all innocent, but you got to fight the war. They go to fight the war for 6 months. They come back and rape and murder more Russians. So Putin doesn't care about his people. He doesn't care about anything. He cares. And I think they're like, that's the guy. And he's that's the guy I want to be like, the guy that is just about power.
Yeah, well, if I run for president, I'm thinking about my first ad is me bare chested on a horse. I think if I write, I think I could, Tom, I think I can, I could get some votes. I think if I'm, because I'm so sexy.
You are
think,
sexy.
You got nipples,
barrel chested.
You got nipples the size of $50. People are going to come to you.
So on the topic of being deliberately obtuse, doing whatever you need to do to get elected, Bob Good, the guy who
you're bringing it, man,
who primaried you, Chip. Do we have this clip of Bob Good? No matter how harmful.
But the more this government does, the worse it is for the American people. We shouldn't be joining hands with Democrats just to show we can govern or we can get things done, no matter how harmful to the American people.
Wow.
Like
it's
said it out loud.
Yeah. What's scary? I wish I had a primary. I was up 68 to 32% in polling when they changed it to a church, right? 2,500 people voted in a church. I still got 1,100 of the 2,500 votes, I remember, and they had Confederate flags there, and it's okay to be gray instead of it's okay to be gay. And, and it was insane. Bob Good's claim to fame was really passing out towels at Liberty University. And here I am, this, decorated veteran and all that. But, Bob Good is now getting primaried from the right. By John McGuire, who's a Trump guy. John McGuire is honestly, I mean, he's going to outwork Bob because he's like the Forrest Gump of politics. He'll just go door to door and say, vote for me. I love Trump, and they go, I don't know. That sounded like Clinton more than I don't even know what that was. But,
that was good.
So I don't know. What was that, right? Was that a Clinton Forrest Gump amalgamation? I don't know. That was awful. But anyway, so, but Bob Good is so stupid. He believed that, COVID was put here to destroy the country. He believes that the election was stolen, obviously. He's a huge QAnon proponent. So this is the guy I want, and he's being primaried from the right. And he's probably going to lose the primary.
Jeez.
But think about what he said.
What district? Wait, what part of are you in the Manhattan?
Virginia's 5th. Yeah, I'm in now I'm in Afton, the Charlottesville area. So
Okay.
he's Virginia's 5th district. That was a district I was a congressman for, and it's as big as New Jersey. It's 10,000 square miles.
Can I
And
interrupt real quick though? And
Sure.
in the Charlottesville area, fairly blue with the university and the people around there, right? So,
Yeah, but
the gerrymandered to cut it all up. Is that what happened?
my district looked like a dragon riding a scooter. I mean, it was so gerrymandered. And so, and so you're talking about the northern part of the district I would always win, which was closer to DC. But as you get more south, if you get below here, I'm in Nelson County. If you go Appomattox and south, that is as red as any place in the country. And so that's what happened to me is that once I did the wedding, Bob Good said that, I was against family values. The Family Foundation came in for him. He also hit me because I didn't believe life began at conception, or he was also against birth control. And I said, I think I made people angry because I said, I don't believe life begins at erection. So then you had a lot of issues with that too, So, but yeah, it's a huge district. It's Virginia's 5th. And if you look at the guy going against him, we should be horrified.
Yeah.
He's actually worse than Bob Good. And if you think about what I just said there, and I wouldn't, I don't have a lot of good feelings for Bob Good. He's an oddball Christian nationalist NAR proponent, but the person running against him, I think, is actually worse.